Hey everyone, Jeremy here. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm about to watch Daredevil Born Again episode 3. Had to think about what number we're on because they started us off with 2. Before I get into it, if you end up enjoying this video, if you want to see more, please think about hitting that like and subscribe. Helps me out so much and just lets you see more content from me. So anyway, that's out of the way. Episode 1, if you saw my reaction to it, I was not happy with how that opened. The foggy in the room, so to speak. I was just 100% no on that. I still say that this show is far stronger when you've got Karen and Foggy behind Matt. So I was a little taken aback. However, especially rewatching these episodes, I already liked where we are. I really like it even more now that I've rewatched. And I'm kind of prepared for whatever they throw at us next, especially since something's about to break, pun intended. So before I make any more bad puns, let's just get into this.
Thousands of these frogs start calling out to the one and only love.
You're gonna see that beach again, Hector. I promise.
Yeah, that looks
I
healthy.
hear Bacon's Freud triptych is coming up for auction again.
Let them kill each other.
And when they're done with each other, whoever is left standing will come after you.
Witness tampering is a serious offense. Now maybe you get lucky and the DA only slaps you with a misdemeanor. I'll see you in court, officer. I'm told you have a black eye. I hope everything is okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You know, there's this thing they say in boxing, the best cure for a black eye is fast hands. Objection.
Sustained. Come on, Mr. Murdoch.
Officer Powell, just want to make sure I'm clear on something.
Doris cannot testify.
Oh man, Frank's gonna lose. Oh my god. Oh my, I really didn't think that was gonna work. Ooh. Ooh.
Remembering you're under oath.
They got his kid. Tell me they didn't get his kid.
No? It's home all night.
They got to him.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Oh yeah, I got a better idea. How about I pay $0 to Victor, and you go tell Fisk if he's got something to say to me, he can come tell me himself. I don't take orders from the mayor's errand boy.
I don't work for the mayor. I work for the man.
So he was fine when we prepped him. He's in a...
I don't like watching everything fall apart.
I respect that. You wanted to keep the peace.
Those two, I swear.
Mr. Ayala, you intervened that night because you're a hero.
Matt, don't do this.
Mr. Ayala, yes or no? Are you the vigilante known as the White Tiger?
Objection! Objection, Your Honor.
Both of you
Matt?
in my chambers, now.
Matt, what were you?
You
Desperation.
should have asked me first.
Yeah.
It's a calling. I didn't choose it. It chose me. You might as well ask me to stop breathing.
I thought for sure we were dead. Until all of a sudden I see someone running toward us. It was White Tiger. He saved our lives.
He intervened, pulled the suspect off me, then helped me subdue and arrest the suspect.
Officer Reyes, Officer Wong, Officer Morales, Officer Grant. All of these tell a different version of the same story. And it isn't the story of a man who has a vendetta against the police.
I go to church every Sunday. I sit in my usual pew. I give money to my parish. Then I drive out to Queens to see my mother. Does that make me a good person? Real heroes don't need to hide.
I hate that attorney. I hate that attorney so much.
On the count of murder in the first degree, the jury finds the defendant not guilty. On the count of murder in the second degree, the jury finds the defendant not guilty. On the count of manslaughter in the first degree, the jury finds the defendant not guilty.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, buddy.
Mr. Ayala?
You're talking about your friend, Foggy Nelson, right?
Yeah. It's not easy. He certainly knew how to enjoy the good moments when they came.
Well then,
That was so true.
here's to a man who cooks.
Man, he can't go out. It's gonna get you killed. They're still gonna target you.
I ran on a promise. And the acquittal of Hector Ayala demands that I keep it.
Oh, it totally wasn't Frank. It's the birds on the beach. Well, that was a depressing ending. I knew he wasn't safe though. That was my first thought as soon as he got acquitted was, you gotta run. You cannot stay in that city. I know you want to protect the people, but the cops aren't going to forgive you. They are going to still believe, at least the ones that are behind it all are still going to believe he did it, and they're going to convince others, and you would have to leave. There's no way you'd be safe there. Just like the DA threatening Matt just because he thought Matt was a jerk. Not how you're supposed to use your power. You're an ass. Go to hell. And I think we can all agree that was not Frank at the end. They purposefully did not show his face. That is somebody who put on body armor, sprayed on the Punisher symbol, and decided to take the law in their own hands. Hector didn't deserve that. White Tiger was a great guy. Oh, I'm mad. Oh, I'm mad. Well, going into what I was surprised by, and I really thought that trial was going to last the whole season. I thought it was going to be kind of an impetus for Matt putting the suit back on, showcasing, all the reasons he should still be doing Daredevil, and they, do it over a few episodes. Did not think we'd be wrapping this up by episode 3, going into 4. Wow. But I guess we are down to 4 episodes after this. So I assume next week has to be them investigating if the Punisher killed White Tiger. I don't know if that's going to be the next phase, because it sounds like Fisk is going to be the one that's targeting all the vigilantes, which that goes into an issue I have with them ignoring the MCU. Like, are we saying the Sokovia Accords are no longer on the books? Are we saying that, they're just straight up ignoring the fact that the Avengers exist? Like, I know they're kind of disbanded-ish right now. It's a little nebulous on that one. But we live in a world where the Avengers exist, so if you're anti-mask, that means you're anti-Avengers. I don't know why there isn't some sort of pushback on that in the series. Like, from the average citizens, the people in the BB report and things like that should be pushing back against that idea. And maybe that's to come. Maybe that'll happen next week. Now that Fisk has made that statement, that could be something people bring up. But it is something I still find problematic in this series so far, which I was hoping I'd feel better about this week, but I don't. And it's the disconnect from the MCU. Now, I don't need to be hit over the head with MCU references constantly, but it does have this feeling of not being connected at all. Like, there are elements where I feel like Fisk's campaign on running anti-vigilante, if you're anti-vigilante, you're anti-Avenger. That is something that should be brought up. That is something that would have been a real point of contention in his candidacy, as well as his stance as mayor now. Because if you're not for masks, you're definitely not for Avengers. And technically speaking, Doctor Strange lives in New York. Again, though, I'd rather they not hit us over the head with references left and right. We've had too many instances of different shows and movies doing that instead of actually giving us substance. So I will take substance over that. But it is still annoying now that we have DD and the MCU proper that it still feels like they're kind of ignoring it. But again, they could bring it up next week and that'd be all swell and dandy, whatever. Definitely not a show-breaking issue, but it is a bit of an annoyance. Now, I am going to assume Frank shows up next week. That'll be interesting. I mean, maybe he doesn't. Maybe next week is all about the investigation. They find out about the Punisher tattoos. One thing I didn't think about last week was the fact that Matt can't see the tattoos. When the guy's skull tattoo popped out, I was like, oh, Matt may have clocked that. Yeah, there are certain things Matt can't see. So it's gonna actually take someone else to tell him that these cops have tattoos. I don't know how that's going to happen. I have to think maybe it's going to be Frank in the end that goes to Matt. I don't, because with Hector dead, Matt's going to look into it. And when he does, it's going to lead right to Frank, because Frank, if people know that there was a Punisher, a skull chest involved in the murder of Hector, if they do, then Frank's going to be investigating too. Heck, Frank might just be investigating in general. He might already be looking into these guys. I kind of don't think so. Because if he was, he'd lose his... We're going to see that. We're going to see Frank lose it. Bad. And Frank losing it is pretty normal. So, ooh, this is going to be squeamish. This is going to be squeamish. But anyway, it was a great episode. It really was. Wasn't real Fisk heavy. I'm okay with that. We spent a lot of time with Matt. We did see a lot with his relationship with Vanessa and how absolutely cold it is. Yikes. Yeah, she's not going to give up those ways. I think all of us kind of predicted that. And Wilson is just fighting his nature, and so is Matt. And you just see it every time he's playing with the Daredevil horn, and every time Fisk's hands are going, that is their real selves trying to come back out. That is just them suppressing. Oh boy. Next week, I have a feeling is going to be something. I hope so. I think this week was kind of calm, so to speak. So I feel like next week's gotta be a big drop. We'll find out. All right. What did you think of this episode? Leave your comments below. Are you as sad about Hector dying as I am? Oh my goodness. Is the lack of MCU not bothering you at all? Again, it's an annoyance for me, but it's not game breaking. And how soon before Wilson slips even further into his old ways? Because that interview, I'm feeling it. Whatever your thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Like I mentioned up top, if you like this, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. And before I go, as always, please take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.